The Monopoly game heist, how a McDonald's promotion fueled a decade-long criminal enterprise. On a seemingly ordinary day in March 2000 at an FBI field office in Jacksonville, Florida, chaos erupted following a mysterious phone call. On the other end of the line, an anonymous informant claimed that the famous McDonald's Monopoly promotion had been manipulated for over a decade by an intricate criminal network. The scheme had siphoned an astronomical $24 million in fraudulent winnings. Alarmed by the gravity of the accusation, the FBI mobilized 25 of its elite agents to launch a covert investigation. Their mission: track over 20,000 phone numbers and uncover the truth behind the allegations, unveiling a criminal network. As the investigation unfolded, the FBI uncovered a sprawling web of corruption that stretched across various segments of society. This shadowy network included mobsters, psychics, strip club owners, and even fringe religious cult members. At the center of it all was a mysterious mastermind, a man who held the key to the entire operation and profited the most from the stolen millions. Known only by his alias Uncle Jerry, he orchestrated a scheme that turned McDonald's Monopoly game into his personal goldmine. The beginning of the scheme. The roots of the scam dated back to 1987, when McDonald's introduced its Monopoly game promotion. Customers could collect game pieces attached to product packaging, offering them a chance to win prizes ranging from video game consoles and luxury cars to a $1 million grand prize. With total prizes worth $50 million, the promotion quickly became a sensation. Yet winning the grand prize was nearly impossible, with odds of 1 in 250 million lower than the likelihood of being struck by lightning twice. However, the FBI suspicions were piqued when they discovered that the 3 most recent grand prize winners were all related despite using different names. The chances of such a coincidence were astronomical in a game based purely on luck. The informant further implicated Uncle Jerry, later identified as Jerome Jacobson, as the architect of this intricate fraud. Who was Uncle Jerry? Jerome Jerry Jacobson had once dreamed of becoming an FBI agent. Unfortunately, his law enforcement career was cut short by health issues. Undeterred, he found a role in the security department at Simon Marketing, the company responsible for producing and distributing McDonald's game pieces. Jerry's diligence and attention to detail earned him swift promotions, and by the late 1980s, he was the director of security, tasked with overseeing every step of the Monopoly game process, from the selection of winning pieces by a secure supercomputer to their distribution. Jerry's obsession with security was almost legendary. He micromanaged every aspect of the process, even reprimanding employees for minor infractions. His paranoia led him to extreme measures such as, escorting staff to restrooms to prevent any chance of tampering. When transporting winning game pieces to packaging facilities, he hid them in a secret pocket of his vest, wearing it under his shirt as if on a spy mission. But beneath his meticulous facade lurked a darker side. In 1989, Jerry committed his first theft. Stealing a winning game piece worth $25,000, he gave it to his half-brother, Marvin Brown, creating the first of many fraudulent winners. Jerry justified his actions by claiming that McDonald's was simply giving away money, much like a charitable donation, so taking a small cut wasn't a big deal. A scheme born of resentment. Jerry's justification for the scam wasn't just greed. He believed the promotion was inherently unfair. He alleged that the winning game pieces were initially placed in Canadian packaging plants, but were later redistributed to favor U.S. participants. Whether his suspicions were accurate or not, They bolstered his resolve to manipulate the system for his gain. The fallout, Jerry's empire of deceit eventually unraveled under the weight of the FBI's covert operation. Agents pieced together the connections, tracked the money trail, and eventually brought down the mastermind and his network. The case, which combined elements of corporate intrigue, criminal ambition, and human greed, remains one of the most fascinating fraud investigations in FBI history. The expansion of Jerry's scheme from small-time theft to a national conspiracy. Following his initial success, Jerry began weaving a web of deceit that would grow more intricate with each passing year. One notable incident involved a butcher at a local supermarket. Hearing about Jerry's scheme, the butcher eagerly expressed his desire to win a prize. Jerry agreed, but on one condition: the butcher would have to pass the prize to a friend of Jerry's to avoid raising suspicion. However, Jerry's trust was betrayed when the butcher celebrated his win publicly on television. Watching the jubilant display, Jerry was furious. He felt betrayed and feared that the butcher's public appearance might jeopardize his entire operation. This incident taught Jerry a crucial lesson. He needed to find complete strangers with no connection to him to act as prize winners. From that point on, Jerry's scheme became far more sophisticated and widespread. His network of fake winners spanned the country, allowing him to expand his fraudulent activities. A secret weapon arrives from Hong Kong. Initially, the sums Jerry skimmed from McDonald's Monopoly game were modest, but everything changed one day when he received a mysterious package from Hong Kong. Inside was a set of tamper-proof seals, special stickers designed to prevent fraud. Ironically, these seals became the perfect tool for Jerry's larger-scale operations. Using them, he could carefully open the envelopes containing winning game pieces, steal the valuable ones, and reseal them flawlessly, leaving no trace of tampering. This innovation paved the way for Jerry to elevate his scheme, turning McDonald's Monopoly into his personal cash cow. Dealing with a vigilant auditor, Jerry's employer, Simon Marketing, was responsible for managing McDonald's promotional games. To ensure transparency, the company hired an independent auditor, a dedicated and meticulous woman tasked with overseeing the distribution of winning game pieces. Her strict oversight frustrated Jerry, who often displayed his disdain in petty and ostentatious ways. For example, he would flaunt company perks by flying first class while relegating the auditor to economy. Once on board, he'd boast about his privileges, sipping expensive wine while reminding her of his former life as a police officer. Jerry's obsession with accumulating frequent flyer miles led him on unnecessary trips to packaging facilities in various cities, forcing the auditor to shadow him every step of the way. Despite her vigilance, Jerry discovered a loophole he could exploit: the bathroom gambit. Jerry's breakthrough came in the most unexpected place: the men's restroom. Knowing the auditor couldn't follow him there, he used this opportunity to swap the legitimate winning pieces with worthless ones. Armed with the tamper-proof seals, Jerry resealed the envelopes with precision, ensuring that no one, not even the auditor, would suspect a thing. The process was quick, discreet, and executed with such professionalism that his deception went completely undetected, scaling the fraud. Despite earning over $170,000 a year, adjusted for inflation, a highly enviable salary at the time, Jerry continued his fraudulent activities. Superstitious by nature, he frequently visited psychics to ease his anxiety about being caught. However, holding multiple winning game pieces wasn't enough. Jerry needed a way to cash them in without arousing suspicion. To solve this problem, Jerry recruited a network of fake winners. These individuals would pay Jerry a portion of the prize's value up front in exchange for the winning pieces. For instance, a butcher Jerry knew agreed to pay $2,000 for a piece worth $10,000. Similarly, others would pay $100,000 for a $1 million winning piece. Jerry pocketed the difference, ensuring he profited handsomely from each transaction. A method that worked for a time. At first, this strategy was remarkably effective. By distributing the winnings among a diverse group of winners, Jerry avoided raising suspicion. The network expanded, the profits grew, and the operation became a well-oiled machine. Yet, with each success, the stakes and the risks escalated. Little did Jerry know, his empire of deceit was on a collision course with the law. Jerry's scheme evolves. Enter the Columbo Connection. As Jerry's fraudulent empire expanded, he realized that maintaining a safe distance from the fake winners was crucial to protecting himself in the long run. To further obscure the origins of the winning tickets, he began recruiting intermediaries who could help legitimize the operation. Jerry, deeply superstitious, often interpreted random encounters as signs of destiny. One such encounter occurred during a flight when he met Jerry Colombo, a burly, flamboyant Italian-American who claimed to be part of the infamous Columbo crime family. Colombo's larger-than-life personality and penchant for extravagance made him seem like a character straight out of The Sopranos. He owned an underground casino network and a South Carolina strip club named the Church of the Fuzzy Bunny, where performers recited Bible verses before dancing to sidestep legal issues. Colombo's charm and boldness immediately intrigued Jerry. Believing their meeting was a divine sign, Jerry was convinced Colombo was a crucial ally for his operation. To seal the partnership, Jerry gifted Colombo a McDonald's Monopoly game piece, redeemable for a luxurious Dodge Viper sports car. The stunt left Colombo in awe of Jerry's scheme. Colombo, a movie enthusiast with dreams of stardom, was easily persuaded to join Jerry's operation. His role to expand the network of fake winners, becoming a vital link in Jerry's ever-growing chain of deception. Jerry's scheme evolves. Enter the Columbo Connection. As Jerry's fraudulent empire expanded, he realized that maintaining a safe distance from the fake winners was crucial to protecting himself in the long run. To further obscure the origins of the winning tickets, he began recruiting intermediaries who could help legitimize the operation. Jerry, deeply superstitious, often interpreted random encounters as signs of destiny. One such encounter occurred during a flight when he met Jerry Colombo, a burly, flamboyant Italian-American who claimed to be part of the infamous Colombo crime family. Colombo's larger-than-life personality and penchant for extravagance made him seem like a character straight out of The Sopranos. He owned an underground casino network and a South Carolina strip club named the Church of the Fuzzy Bunny, where performers recited Bible verses before dancing to sidestep legal issues. Colombo's charm and boldness immediately intrigued Jerry. Believing their meeting was a divine sign, Jerry was convinced Colombo was a crucial ally for his operation. To seal the partnership, Jerry gifted Colombo a McDonald's Monopoly game piece redeemable for a luxurious Dodge Viper sports car. The stunt left Colombo in awe of Jerry's scheme. Colombo, a movie enthusiast with dreams of stardom, was easily persuaded to join Jerry's operation. His role? To expand the network of fake winners, becoming a vital link in Jerry's ever-growing chain of deception, the Colombo strategy. Colombo quickly proved adept at finding people willing to pay for winning tickets. He took a cut of the earnings and forwarded the majority to Jerry, allowing both men to profit handsomely. Colombo focused primarily on recruiting Italian Americans from the East Coast, individuals he trusted and knew personally. Even Colombo's father-in-law benefited, securing a $1 million prize through the scheme. However, Robin Colombo, Jerry Colombo's wife, saw the risks in relying solely on a narrow group of people. She persuaded Colombo to diversify the network, including women and people of different ethnic backgrounds from across the US. This diversification added a layer of randomness to the fake wins, reducing suspicion and keeping the scheme running smoothly for a time. Cracks in the foundation. Despite their successes, the pressures of secrecy and deceit began to strain Colombo's marriage. Robin, overwhelmed by the constant anxiety and risks of their illicit activities, struggled to maintain the facade. The tension culminated in tragedy. One fateful day, while driving with Robin, Colombo's car collided with a large truck, slamming into a concrete barrier. Colombo sustained severe injuries and passed away in the hospital days later. His sudden death was a devastating blow to Jerry. Colombo had been the linchpin of the operation, with his ability to recruit and manage fake winners. Without him, Jerry faced significant challenges, though the worst was yet to come. Unraveling the web unbeknownst to Jerry, the FBI was already investigating the fraudulent operation. As the number of fake winners grew, so did the risk of exposure. The sudden wealth of the winners began to attract jealousy and suspicion from those around them, creating potential whistleblowers who could unravel the entire scheme. To make matters worse, some fake winners couldn't resist bragging about their luck. In moments of drunkenness or arrogance, they revealed details of Jerry's operation, adding fuel to the growing fire of suspicion. The house of cards Jerry had meticulously built was teetering on the brink of collapse. With each passing day, the walls closed in, and the scheme that had made him rich seemed destined to lead to his downfall. Jerry's new recruits. A web of crime grows after Jerry Colombo's death. Jerome Jerry Jacobson scrambled to find new partners to keep his fraudulent empire afloat. Among the replacements was Andrew Glom, a recently paroled drug trafficker with an extensive criminal record. Unconcerned about legality, Glom seized the opportunity and sold many fraudulent McDonald's Monopoly prizes to associates within the drug trade. Another recruit was Dwight Baker, a respected Mormon leader in his community. Despite his virtuous image, Baker was in dire financial straits, which made him susceptible to the lure of easy money. Unlike Colombo, however, these new collaborators lacked discretion. The winners they selected often had personal connections to one another, creating a trail of clues that would eventually lead to the scheme's unraveling. FBI's investigation begins. In 2000, the FBI received a tip about a man known only as Uncle Jerry, orchestrating fraud in McDonald's monopoly. Unsure of his true identity or whether he was an insider or an external schemer, investigators teamed up with McDonald's to analyze the phone records of past winners. Their efforts paid off when they discovered a common link, Jerome Jacobson. Identifying Jerry was just the beginning. The FBI needed indisputable evidence of his wrongdoing, such as recordings of him coordinating the fraud. To bait him, the FBI convinced McDonald's to launch a new monopoly promotion despite the potential damage to the company's reputation. They created 2 fake $1 million winning tickets, setting a trap for Jerry and his network. The trap is set. The FBI monitored Jerry's associates closely, tapping phones and tracking movements. One significant breakthrough came when they intercepted a call from a friend of Dwight Baker's named Hookie. During the call, Hookie revealed plans to sell a prize to someone in Texas who turned out to be his brother-in-law. This provided a direct link between Jerry's operation and fraudulent prize distribution. Another lead involved Michael Hoover, a casino owner from Rhode Island with a shady past and ties to Andrew Glom. Hoover contacted the network and found a $1 million winning ticket. His sudden windfall and questionable history immediately raised red flags. The FBI arranged an interview with Hoover, posing as McDonald's representatives. During the meeting, Hoover spun an implausible tale about losing the ticket at sea, only for it to miraculously reappear in a magazine. His story further solidified investigators' suspicions, unveiling the fraud piece by piece. More, the FBI uncovered Jerry's elaborate scheme. Wiretaps, interviews, and surveillance painted a clear picture of a massive network of deceit. In total, more than 50 individuals were indicted and dozens of fraudulent prizes were identified. Jerry himself confessed to stealing 60 winning game pieces, manipulating results, and distributing the prizes to accomplices of his choosing. The scandal shocked the nation, dominating headlines and sparking widespread outrage. Even Burger King, McDonald's competitor, filed a class action lawsuit accusing the company of false advertising and consumer deception. Justice is served. The trial began on September 10th, 2001, just one day before the tragic events of 9/11, which overshadowed the case in the media. Despite this, nearly all 53 defendants, including Jerry, pleaded guilty. Sentences ranged from fines to prison time, depending on each person's role. As the ringleader, Jerry faced the harshest penalties: 37 months in prison and $12 million in restitution. The fallout extended beyond the courtroom. Simon Marketing, the company responsible for McDonald's promotions, filed for bankruptcy, leaving hundreds unemployed. Dwight Baker was excommunicated from the Mormon Church for his involvement. The irony of the Monopoly game's origin, a 1930s cautionary tale about greed, was not lost on the public. By the 1980s, McDonald's had transformed it into a marketing tool, inadvertently paving the way for Jerry's decade-long fraud. Life after the scandal. Today, Jerry lives in retirement here in Georgia with his seventh wife, residing in a spacious home. Though he still owes millions in restitution, the low interest rate has led many to believe he retains a significant portion of his illicit gains. The restitution he pays is likely just a fraction of the wealth he amassed during his criminal run.